Hey everyone, welcome back to some more World of Tanks. It's been a little while since we had one of these, but it's time to get back into the swing of things, at least for a few episodes, right? So here we are in the M103, we're in a platoon with DRGW and his newly acquired E75. As you might notice that it's not completely upgraded yet. I think at this point it was actually mostly, if not entirely, stock. But that's beside the point here. We've also got TB Rays in the T49, and we are going to try to wreck some face, and we will see exactly what happens. So as you can see right at the beginning, we have TB going off to the east side, onto the beach there, just like typical lineups do. And we have DRG and myself, along with a few heavies, heading over to the west. And we seem to have found a T21, which is getting in some early spots. A sneaky guy. But no real harm done, other than an enemy team getting a little bit of intel for themselves. But let's talk about the M103. The M103 here, I'm going to compare it to the E75. Just because we're going to be facing some E75s in this game, and DRG's in an E75, although not upgraded, but whatever. So the M103 versus the E75. Now, keep in mind, I haven't actually played the E75 before, but I do love the M103. I find that it is a great tank. It has armor that you could argue is as good as the E75's. It does have some bigger weak points, in my opinion, including that Commander's Hatch up on top. This thing is a little bit bulky and big, and of course there's always a lower plate on a lot of tanks like this, but the turret, other than the Commander's Hatch on top, is almost indestructible from the front, but from the side it's weak, and it's a huge turret, and so you got to keep your armor pointing at the enemy at all times. And of course the front hull armor of this thing is quite strong, but the sides are very, very thin, as same as in most American heavy tanks, if not all American heavy tanks. So we do have to kind of watch out for that a little bit, but let's go back to the battle here. As you can see, I'm kind of wanting to shoot the E75 on my right there and help out our E75, and oh, can I shoot his turret or his side? I was worried that shell wasn't going to go through his side because of the high angle, but I'm worried that E75 in front of me is going to pop around the corner. And admittedly, after watching this replay back, I wish I was a little bit more pushy at this point. But see, there's also the two T110E, T54E1s, sorry, that are getting up behind us, and those things are auto-loaders that can do something like 1,500, 1,600 damage in one clip. So two of them behind you, you're dead very, very quick. So back to the comparison here. M103 has a faster rate of fire but a lower alpha damage than the E75 with their respective top guns. And M103, I think, is maybe a little bit faster, handles a little bit better, but both are pretty good vehicles, and if you're grinding towards either of these tanks, I would have to recommend both of them for sure. Let's see if we can get some shots on these T54E1s. As soon as I can get the names right, but I missed my chances that I had there. I didn't have much of a chance, but I missed what I did have. And DRG was getting pounded by artillery and shot in the back by the E1s here, and he's just not having a good time. Oh, TB's over here helping us out. And there goes DRG, already hit him in the back probably, or else the side, and ended his game a little bit prematurely, which is unfortunate, but he put up a fight, and that's all we needed to finish those guys off. So now we're looking at a relatively even game. The enemy team is now pulled ahead a bit. It's not looking great. They've killed 10 of our tanks, we've killed 8 of theirs. Oh, now they've killed an 11th of ours, so now it's 4 versus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. We are on our second kill, and we've done just over 2,000 damage. We still have all of our health points, though, which is... we'll see if that's good for us or not, because that means we were a little bit conservative through the first half here, and now our team is falling. So I felt like that was kind of my fault, in a way, for not pushing a little bit more. Maybe if I would have pushed that E75 that you can see towards the enemy side there, at about D4, maybe he'd be dead by now. Not, sorry, the T32, and not picking on our E75. But what you're going to do, and I had to be very careful with these shots, because the M103 is relatively accurate, but at this distance, it's very easy to miss what you're shooting at, and if I miss when the E75's on the opposite side of the T32, well, I'm going to shoot my ally, and I don't want to take the health points off of him. And hi, T30. So, T30, this is going to hurt me quite a bit, I think. Oh, nope. You sunk it into my track. Good job. But you shot me, and you sat there and aimed But in doing so, you kind of sealed your fate, and there was absolutely no way you're going to kill me without an ammo rack hit, which is unlikely to happen from the front in this thing. It seems to have a reasonably tough ammo rack. But, oh no, now this isn't looking any better though. Oh, that was a lucky shot. Put Centurion down to a one-shot kill. Yog Tiger and the T-30 have now both hit us and done no damage. Mind you, the T-30 shot was into our track, but it just kind of shows how our armor is pretty good. That upper plate on the front hull is pretty tough, as well as the front of the turret. And from medium to long ranges like that, it does make it very tough to aim at weak spots, and therefore makes this thing's armor and the M103 that much better. Now TB over there, I wanted to get over there and help him, but there's just no way I could make it there in time after having to run back to our base. So now it's just me and artillery versus 3 of their mediums. So, oh, can we get a shot in here? No, maybe I should have taken the blind shot. I was hoping that he would be respotted by me when he went through there, and hopefully he'd be coming down this road towards me. But that just didn't work out, and oh, there's their 1390. And that one went low and right into his tracks. That's unfortunate. Oh, things are going wrong. Our ammo rack's damaged from that Centurion 7-1. AMX-30 bounced off of us, though, from the front. And can we hit him before he gets behind cover? No, that was a rush shot a little bit there and just poorly aimed on my part. But we're bouncing shots from the AMX-30 and from the Centurion 7-1. And can I get him? No. If I wouldn't have fired that first shot and missed it, then I probably would have hit that second one. And that could be very important here, because I'm not sure if our already is spotted or if he's in trouble there, but we hit this. That was a lucky shot too. Let's hide behind this train car. But if my artillery falls, it's me versus 3 of them, and if they all attack me at once, even though I'm almost full health still, that's going to be very tough. But I have a funny feeling this 1390 is trying to be sneaky. Let's not let him do that. Oh, hey, there he is. Oh, and a low roll. This thing has an average damage of 400, and that was a 338 damage roll. I should have been able to kill him in one shot, but looks like we're going to have a second chance of that, because he cannot escape fast enough, and somehow are bouncing shells off the back of our turret, it looks like. Okay, whatever. I didn't know that was something that I was good at doing in this tank. It really isn't. He must have got really unlucky and hit something that was well angled at the back. And here I thought I was going to get shot on the side for doing that, but it looks like he missed his shot, and we managed to put one into him in return. Now it's just going to take one more to kill him. Let's ram him, slow him down a little bit, keep him from getting around us. Didn't help anyway. He put a beefy shot of 448 damage into us. I think he might have a higher alpha than my gun does, but mediums are pretty good that way sometimes. There's some of the mediums that they kind of sacrifice their awesome rate of fire for a little more alpha, and it's more like a heavy tank gun. But let's see if we can find that Centurion 7-1. I don't know exactly where he went. I think it was him that killed our artillery a moment ago when we were in that whole kerfuffle. Is that a word? Kerfuffle? I feel like that's a word. We were in that mess dealing with the other 2 enemies there, the 1390 and the AMX-30. But we managed to get out of there. We still have half of our health. Remember, the Centurion 7-1, we put a shot into him a few minutes ago, so he is now a one-shot kill. As long as we don't miss a couple times or just derp him into his track or something, then we should be okay. But there's also an issue, which is what I'm kind of hoping to avoid by going this way, is that he most likely has much better view range than me. I mean, the M103 doesn't have bad view range, but still, I'm worried that he can outspot me and put a few shots into me, and if he tracks me after I use my repair kit, and he has my juicy side or something, then there's not going to be a whole lot I can do for it. But luckily, this is a city map, so there's not a whole lot of opportunity for him to do that over here. But I'm also thinking right now, is he going for our cap? I want to get to their cap as quick as I can, because if he starts capping, then I'm going to have to turn around and run back. And this tank should be fast enough to get back there in time and stop it, but I don't really want to drive all the way to their cap and then all the way back. But luckily there's still about 6 minutes left in the game too, so I would have time to do that. But I'd be worried that he'd run away as I got halfway there and draw it out. And that's what I was thinking right now too. What if he draws us out? But I'm trying to peek around all the corners, and I thought about driving right into the cap circle, but I decided, you know what? I know I have to be in the cap circle for 5 seconds before he is if I want to build the cap without a draw. But let's go behind this mound here. Maybe I can keep some cover on my right side, and then I can kind of angle myself to the left in case he comes through those buildings, and kind of not leave one side vulnerable too much. But I mean, it's a Centurion 7-1, and he is low on health, so there really is only so much he can do here. But let's see what we can find. And now this is the waiting game. It's kind of like, what's going on? It's one of those games that you just had to carry the last half of the game, partially because you're wimpy through the first half, but after all that, you were nervous and you're shaking and you're not thinking straight and the adrenaline's pumping. And so right now, it's tough, and it was a good game though. Oh, and there he is, and he sees us and he tries pulling back, but it just wasn't quick enough. We put a nice quick shot into him with our pretty well-performing gun, and he really just had no chance. But good game to the enemy team. Sorry, allies, for not helping out a little bit earlier, but looks like it all worked out in the end. And thanks everyone for watching. I will see you for the next one. Bye-bye.